All right. I'm trying this new streaming software. I know I'm very badly backlit. So I'll give that a shot. But with this new software called StreamYard, I can bring in Bigley, former Delta Force guy. Yeah, so Jalu and Sam, this is a new thing called StreamYard. And this is a really easy way for me to bring in live stream, like my friend Tom Bigley, the Delta Force guy, and I can bring him on board for a split screen or something. Or I'll show you something else I can do with this. I can do this. I will show you if this doesn't lock up. Did it lock up? All right. Okay, wait. I'm experimenting. Hang on. So I'm going to application window. Google Earth Pro. Okay. So there you go. So you should be seeing Google Earth, right? You should be seeing Google Earth right there, right? Okay. I can share it bigger. I can go like this. And that might be better because that way, see, I can go like this. I can go directly to my totally super secret gun stash in the Carrizo Plain National Monument. There we go. There we go. As you see, I did, for any of you who've ever been to my any of my live shows, then you know, I did a live show last year called How to Hide from Gavin Newsom. I was just making the point that you need to cover your tracks, and don't do things like put a thumbtack in Google Earth about where you buried your guns on federal land, on BLM land. So there's actually not anything there. There is not. So let me do something else. Let's go to the Chinese Army, People's Liberation Army barracks in Hong Kong, for instance. This is the kind of thing I would do on, you know, during a live stream. If you don't know this, actually, let me turn off 3D. Well, this is a real deal. This is the Chinese Army have a brigade where the British used to have only you know, a battalion plus in here when they ran Hong Kong. The Chinese have a brigade of about 5,000 guys, and let me orient it north. All right, now we're oriented north. And this is on the island. So this is, that's the PLA barracks right there for you. We can, if you so care, let's do that. So we're going into Street View. I'll turn off 3D buildings. So, hey. So there is, that's actually the Chinese Army barracks right there. They've got 5,000 guys packed in there. Way more than the British ever did. The British, obviously, if you had to go to Hong Kong and you were that crowded, you would not re-enlist. So, see, so here it is. This place is where all the protests a couple months ago, where they were throwing Molotov cocktails and fire bombs and all that shit. And that was pretty amazing that stayed in their barracks and they let the Hong Kong police deal with everything. So when I'm in this view, when I'm in the Google Earth view, I can't read the chat because I have to be able to activate the cursor in the Google Earth view. So that's sort of a drawback. So here you can see it a little more there. That is the PLA barracks. All right, now let's go. Let's do this. Let me go back and see if anyone's still there. You're still there? All right. My bandwidth is, I have what's called radio Wi-Fi, and I'm honestly kind of surprised that I'm able to do this because my daughter's on Fortnite, and I have TV going, and I'm on this. So who wants to see Maxine Waters' district? Okay, here's her district. And if you don't know this, it's not illegal to live outside your district. So here's her congressional district down there in Inglewood. And there's her house. Let me uncheck it. Say that's her district down there. And this is her house in Hancock Park. Let's go in for a street view on that. So here's the Google Earth Street View of Maxine's house. Pretty nice, wouldn't you say? Let's go up the street here and check out her crib. Pretty crib, huh? That is Maxine Waters' residence. Well, what I'm saying is I can't, this is like the master window. And if I want to operate, see, I can't run Google Earth from this window. I have to actually go out of this app. Though I think I know what you're saying. You're saying, whoops, I minimize it. You're saying to minimize Google Earth is what you're saying. And hey, is that what you're saying? Then I go like that, and I can bring that there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and I think I got it solved. I think I would have it solved. I'll show you guys the Chinese base in Djibouti. And I'll show you what I built in 2000, what was it, 2015, 2014? I forgot when I worked as a private contractor, but Trisec Security, my friend Tom Bigley's security firm, sent me to Djibouti. And 2013, that's right. And I built this for the Djiboutian Coast Guard. There's not a higher res of it. So this was all of shipping containers, and we stacked them, and we made a simulated bridge, and then a simulated engine room. And these were the shoot houses that we then trained the Djiboutian Coast Guard on. This was at the height, of the Somali pirate thing, and NATO started that anti-piracy mission, and the State Department threw out a bunch of money, and Trisec got the contract to build the shoot houses in Kenya. So that's how I know Manda Bay, the place that was ground assaulted last year. So we built one in Manda Bay, which is a special operations base in Kenya for operations into Somalia. Then we built one in Djibouti, which is a huge U.S. base, and I'll show it to you here in a second. Then we built one in Tanzania, which of course has a coast. Kenya has a coast. And then we built one in Uganda, which is landlocked. So not my tax dollars. Oh, wait, it is. So anyway, so this was the shoot house. Oh, am I breaking up? This was the shoot house that we built for the Djiboutian Coast Guard. And I'll show you what happened to it. So the Chinese come in. Oh, there's a better shot. There's a better res picture. You can kind of get the idea here. Okay. So this is we're now in 2013 still. So let's go forward. And look at that. It appears to be getting bulldozed. And look at that. Someone is reclaiming the land. Any guesses who's doing this? 2015. Oh wow! Look at that, everybody. They are reclaiming a lot of land. They're building out, aren't they? Let's zoom out a bit so we don't miss the developments here. So yeah, even more. 2015. Look at that. They're filling it in. They have a port now. They're bringing in supplies. It looks paved now. 2017. It's all paved over. It's getting it's getting bigger. So what I'm getting to here is that this is the Chinese Navy's. This is China's first foreign base ever. They paved over the shoot house that we did, and the Chinese built their first ever overseas base. And the Chinese Navy port is over here. So what the Chinese did was they told the Djiboutians, oh, if port space is the issue, we'll build you a new port. So they did that. They're masters at reclaiming land. And then, oh yeah, by the way, in the meantime, if you don't mind, we're going to put a large People's Liberation Army Navy base here. This is the Chinese base. Those are barracks. You can see there's a helicopter pad there, and future vertical lift, all the admin stuff. This is from November of last year, so this is only 3 months old. This shot, but yeah. So this is China's first ever And then you can see there's a little more capable runways there. But nowadays you can't get within a mile of that. And then they rebuilt for the Djiboutian Coast Guard a new shiny headquarters right next to them. But yeah, this is China's first overseas base right here. And of course, they've got ammo storage, everything. But so anyway, that's that. This is something obviously I can't do on the air during Dark Secret Place. And the mechanism to by the way, the city of Djibouti is just up here. It's not a real big country. The only hotel worth a shit is the Kempinski right here. So therefore, that's why it's filled with American contractors and CIA and all that. All the NATO people from Camp Lemonnier. That's where they stay. The pilots do. The transiting pilots do, because no one wants to stay at Camp Lemonnier. That was a cloudy day, so let's go back. Let's see another capture. Oh, there we go. It's cloudy also. Let's go back. There we go. This is Djibouti Airport, but it's also Camp Lemonnier. Let's see what's on the ramp. We got some AC-130s. Let's look down here at the drone side. See what's on the ramp. What do we got? Oh, that's a Baron. That's a plane. Probably in here. But yeah, we were back to visit a couple times, and this guard just broke the news to us, and they said, "Look, man, China is here with a better offer, and that war in Yemen is winding down. You guys aren't doing, as much anymore. Obama retreated at Yemen, and the Chinese are dropping a bunch of money on us." So we said, "Okay, sad that you guys aren't using it." And, oh, it's okay. The Chinese built us a better one. The French Air Force squadron, or Ready Squadron here, Camp Lemonnier was a Foreign Legion base. When we first moved there, let's go back to 1985. Let's look at it in 1985. There's almost. Then let's go past 9/11. And I think, as a courtesy, I think Google pixelated this. Let's go forward. Yeah. So by 2004, you can see what happened. We built Lemonnier as a forward Middle Eastern base. Then the runway got so busy that we just built a new taxiway for our drones. And yeah, so you see we built a ramp. And by this point, you see Special Operations there, P3 Orions, or their electronic intelligence variants. Always a busy ramp at during that time period. See if we can catch some drones. Those are Helos or Blackhawks or Ospreys. So you're in Manda Bay. This is the place that was ground assaulted by the whatchamacallit, Al-Shabaab last week. If you've never heard of this place, it's all this, right? This is a special operations forward base. This is where the Navy SEALs operate into Somalia, to show you the how adjacent it is to Somalia. Somalia is right here. See, it's very close to the border of Somalia. Should not have been a giant surprise that Al-Shabaab wanted to execute a ground assault into Manda Bay, but they did. I can personally report it's a nice little place. This strip accommodates C-130 and smaller. It'll take C-17s, but SOF generally aren't really into C-17s. So Manda Bay was all us. We do not operate drones out of Manda Bay. The living area, the life support area, as they say, the LSA, is here. This is the most spookiest commando contractor place you've ever been in your life. Manda Bay. Everyone is wearing baseball hats and shorts. No one has a last name. And this is what was attacked. Actually, let me get up to speed. And as you see, back then, no one had cleared this brush. And so, in other words, there was a fence, and the enemy could go right up to there. So anyway, they clear the brush. So now you've got defensible space, and I don't mean like forest fire. I mean like the guard towers here, right here, have good empty space. So I was a little mystified how there was a successful ground assault there. But there's a lot of Kenyan military there. There's a pool. It is a Kenyan military base. Direct helo support is right there. But anyway, if you've never seen Manda Bay or heard of it till last week, but pardon me, that's Manda Bay. So so there you go. And then I can type witty comments here. So, and they will show up. I can't see. Oh, I didn't see this. Oh, this is cool. I can do this. I can do that. Now I can hide it. And then Patrick says that. I get that. That is cool. Right there. So now I can go like that. I can stop sharing and go back to full screen. And here's Patrick's question. I don't know. I do not know why it wasn't a bigger deal. I talked about it. It was definitely a a pretty central event in China's history that they're so engaged in a in a, for the first time ever in a foreign country. so so later on, yeah, I'll have Baghdad Dave, retired career special forces guy. He'll jump on for certain things. He's the guy who explained the commanders in extremis force, the SIF, was available for Benghazi. How many years ago was that? With Benghazi, wasn't that 2012, 2013? Forgot. But anyway, he was the guy on Dark Secret Place. He used to be a member of the European of the EUCOM SIF. And if you don't know the backstory, SIF, every theater command, Southcom in South America, AFRICOM, European Command, Central Command, which is the Middle East, every theater command has a oh shit force. Because Delta Force has to fly, from an unknown location that may or may not be Fort Bragg, North Carolina. But if a theater command, then those guys are on it immediately. And CIF is CIF for Commanders in Extremis Force. And it's officially called the Commander-in-Chiefs in Extremis Force because the president authorizes, the theater commander, the EUCOM commander says, hey, President Obama, we have people, our CIF is normally in Heidelberg, that's where they're based, or I think they're in, where were they? Anyway, 7th Group is in Europe. But they happen to be in Sicily training. So they're literally 2 hours away from Benghazi. Remember, Benghazi happened for 12 hours. and so anyway, my friend Baghdad Dave was countering what Leon Panetta was saying, which was, oh, you don't just send people into combat without a plan. No, there's very, very meticulous plan. It's like, you know what, dude? I got a little thing called ambushes. Rarely was I given a operations order in Iraq. I was given a patrol order, and then in the middle of the patrol, I'd be given change of mission. I'd be given a Charlie Mike, of the COM. That's how combat works, dumb fuck. But anyway, yeah, and so let me show this. China in its, well, I'm not going to insult people who are watching by reading the comments. Chinese every year they make an annual New Year's statement, right? And every year for the past 20 years, the first thing that China mentions is developing Africa. That is how serious they are about that. And then also the first official state visit that the Chinese president makes and has made for the past 10 years has been to Africa. My sister-in-law, my ex-sister-in-law, and her entire family saw it happen in Zambia. They were living in Lusaka as Christian, that were actually working for World Relief, which is a charity out of Seattle. And so anyway, they witnessed the transformation of Zambia. That the Chinese came, bribed all the top officials, got exclusive access to the coal, and then started treating the Zambians like serfs. Meanwhile, the Chinese lived in these high, walled compounds, and they went everywhere in armored buses, and they didn't really go anywhere. They didn't learn about Lusaka or do anything. They taught Chinese. They taught the teachers. So they taught Chinese. And then one day there was a riot at the minefield, at the coal mine, and the Chinese manager was killed. And this was like 5 years ago. And so my sister-in-law moved her family to Cape Town, South Africa. South Africa has one of the highest murder rates in the world, right? And that's how insecure they felt in Zambia. Was they left and moved to Cape Town, where they live pretty good, because there's apartheid might be over, but now there's an economic apartheid, and there's two Cape Towns. There's the middle class and wealthier, and then everyone else is Cape Town, and there's loads and loads of wealthy black South Africans and middle class South Africans, and that's how they live in gated communities. And and all that. Question about 1917. It's excellent. It's so good. I'm going to go see it a second time and take my daughter. It was phenomenally done. It was fantastically done. Wait, hang on a second. Where's my grandpa pics? What do I do with them? I just happened. I'm framing pictures of my grandpa, and I just had the. Well, anyway, trust me, my grandpa was in World War I. Somewhere here are his pictures. Anyway, it's really, really good. Really, really good. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you can make a skydong with a satellite, but I'm sure, by golly, the first skydong will be an American skydong. Let's see, what are these other things I can do? What are these banners? Let's do this. Test banner. Hide it. Okay, I'm going to create a banner. Here we go. I'm creating a banner. I don't know why. All right, this is supposed to say the most banneriest banner of all banners. And I'm going to make it scroll across the screen. Let's see how this works. There we go. I don't know why that's a feature. Not quite sure. Not quite sure what that does. So anyway, I don't know how many people are. Do you guys have a count of how many people are in the chat? I am curious. How come I don't see that? Oh, I get it. Yeah. All right. It's up there. 39. Okay. Okay. Well, the sound of that snarling means that Lucille and Wyatt want to go out and play baseball. I think it tops me out at like 480. What did the video look like when I had Google Earth going? Did that look like shit? Could you see high res? The LCS program, I'm trying to think if there's a U.S. Army equivalent. I mean, usually in Army acquisition programs, something is such a turd at its incept, and the program gets canceled. The LCS program should have been canceled. If you don't know what that is, it's the littoral combat ship. This is supposed to be close to the shore combat, meaning littoral. Like California is a littoral state. Nevada is not. Meaning we have a coastline. And the littoral combat ships have had problems from the development, from the get-go, and they're just redheaded stepchildren. And it's 20 years too late. But I mean, don't chase good money after bad. They should cancel the littoral combat ship. If there is a program, I think right now, the Army did this stupid thing where they retired the Kiowa OH-58 Scout helicopter, which is a Bell Jet Ranger, and they didn't have a replacement ready to go. But they had a program, the RAH-66, a reconnaissance attack helicopter. So it was stupid. I mean, but it was stupid because they don't have it yet. and they're probably still 10 years away from actual operational deployment. So there's that. Let's see. Well, all in all, so like when I bring on board Tom Bigley or Baghdad Dave, they would be side to side. It would be a split screen, and then I would run it. I can put all the comments in. So I see this. I have to go back to when you need to hit the head during a stream. You can put up a hitting the head. I know. I need to do that when I do a live stream at KFI. I need to put up a sign that says, whatever. Still here. Like like that. Oh, here we go. There we go. Here's my grandpa. World War One. See his jaunty spurs and his smart riding crop. Because he was a member of the Mounted Rifles, the BC Dragoons. Pardon me, the BC Horse is what they were called. So, your own breaking news report. Yeah, that's another thing. I did know this, but... So yeah, I got my packet is in for a Blue Angels media ride for the LA County Air Show, and for the LA County Air Show, they always do these historical boards and meetings and stuff, and so I'm going to MC it this year. I'm going to MC this historic panel thing because obviously there's a lot of aviation history in Antelope Valley, and a lot of legendary pilots are still alive, or some of their kids are. So that will be cool. The Virginia, what's really funny? I've got a lot of friends that are old-time Virginia residents, and what's happening is, since the Bush administration began the explosion of the federal government, all the affordable suburbs were in Virginia. And then the Obama administration comes along, continues with the explosion of federal money. So now you have the situation where the highest median income counties in America are around DC in Virginia. And so it's bluing, it's liberalizing Virginia. And Virginia was a very Second Amendment friendly state. Now all of a sudden you have a governor who's, and you have liberal people in Virginia, everything California does. So fuck that, right? And SK, yeah, you know what? Tonight I was going to talk about some VA stuff because I got a bunch of new information for 2020, and I just discovered a thing. There's a thing, if you're a veteran or active duty, there's a thing called Games for Grunts. I never heard of it, and I signed up for it. And basically, if you play games through the Steam portal, then, and let me bring that up. If you play games through the Steam portal, you can get all these free games. And sort by platform, like Xbox, and all that. And So if you, I'm on another window looking at something open up. That's why I'm distracted. So anyway, it's called Games for Grunts, and it's at weareosd.org. I'm waiting to add this screen here. So there we go. Now I can do it. Let me add a screen. Let me share screen, and I'm going to go application window, Steam, and I'm going to make this one smaller too, and go back here. So these are my Steam games, Arma 3, and all this. And this one here was free download today. So anyway, this is but the one, see how seamlessly I did that. The one thing about it is there's a website called ID.me, and if you have military ID or VA ID, you need to set up an account there, and that way it's totally secure, and you go across all these different places that require ID.me, because you're not going to sit there and scan your military ID, or whatever. So anyway, oh yeah, like 2 grade games. Oh, not games. So I'll talk about that tonight, and then there's a bunch of things I didn't know about. Sports equipment. There's a foundation that sends veterans kids to sports camps and all this stuff. And then my daughter and I are starting scuba on February 1st. There's a charity called Waves, and they will get veterans scuba certified. So I'm going to do it with my daughter. My daughter's old enough to be scuba certified. She's 10, and she's a extremely strong swimmer. She's been swimming competitively for a year. She's a strong ocean swimmer, and all that. So we're doing it. So I'll talk about that tonight. So anyway, all right. Well, we've been on. This is for those of you just joining us. I'm on a different kind of software that's streaming through YouTube called StreamYard, and that's just what I was showing you, is that I can pretty seamlessly, go through. I can do this, what I was doing before. This is Google Earth. And I guess what happens if I close it? Oh, there we go. All right. So then I stop sharing that close screen. Then I go like that, and I go back to application window, and I say Steam. And there you go. Well, that is pretty cool. Then I'll close that and stop sharing. All right. Well, yeah, tonight a lot more Iran. I interviewed Thunderbird number 8, and to settle the rumor that they've renamed the plane the Hoffman. So I'll play that tonight as well. But good guy. We had a nice talk. And what is it? 2 o'clock? It's 2 o'clock. So I'm going to take the dogs. I'm going to run the hounds, and I will see you tonight at 8 p.m. Thanks for watching this test broadcast and broadcast.